How we doing, people? Hope you're having a stellar Sunday evening. This is a little quick video addressing an upload from BT Sport Boxing. They've uploaded this video titled "Anthony Yarde finally admits to sparring. Opponent reveals he was dropped by a vicious body shot." Firstly, let me just address the clickbait. If you watch the video, it's the opponent telling BT Sport that he was dropped by the body shot, not that Anthony Yarde was dropped by the body shot. So let's just get the clickbait title out of the way. Into the meat and potatoes of the actual video. Now, there was, for a while now, not a rumour, but more of a narrative that Anthony Yarde doesn't spar. He doesn't spar in the preparation for any of his fights. And it was straight up BS. And anyone with a pair of eyes honestly, anyone with a pair of eyes could debunk this. Firstly, if you were involved in boxing and were part of the boxing fraternity, especially in London, even if you were on the periphery of that fraternity, you'd know that Anthony Yarde sparred. For example, many years ago, back in 2016, I had a brief stint at Peacock's gym in Canning Town. For those who are outside of London, Peacock's gym is was a long-standing established gym in the East End of London, where Anthony Yarde and many other professionals trained. I had a brief stint with the amateurs and I actually sparred a heavyweight who had told me that he'd sparred with Anthony Yarde, because that's not uncommon. Sometimes gyms where professionals and amateurs train, the more advanced amateurs will get some rounds in with a professional. So that's not unheard of. It's not exaggerated. It happens. It's quite common. And so back in 2016, I knew that Anthony Yarde had sparred. Also, I believe it was back in maybe 2013 or 2014, a channel called Hustle Boss, who uploaded all kinds of boxing videos. Really good channel to get some behind the scenes views as well. There were, I think it was O'Hara Davis, Anthony Yarde and Junior Saba. I believe it was Junior Saba as well. He was a good amateur prospect / pro prospect, really good fighter. They were all at the Mayweather gym. O'Hara Davis was sparring, and then those two were on the sides of the ring. Then I think Junior Saba sparred, and then O'Hara and Anthony were on the sides of the ring. And you have to imagine that Anthony Yarde sparred there as well. And in this video, he actually comes clean and admits he sparred at the Mayweather gym too. But I think most people knew that anyway. And also, all you had to do was go onto his Instagram and see him in sparring gear, in the ring, sparring someone. So very strange if people actually believe this. It shows how naive people can really be. But yeah, it's been debunked now. Who'd have thunk it? Anthony Yarde actually spars. But what I will say though is there's also the people who did know that Anthony Yarde spars. A lot of them say the same thing. And it's that Anthony sparred very rarely does any heavy sparring. It's almost very light sparring, probably bordering on technical sparring. There's more of an aspect of, going through the motions and getting sharpness rather than trying to have these gym wars. And a lot of people will say that that is the reason why Anthony Yarde loses whenever he steps up. It's only happened twice, but, they try and make a point. They say that, he's losing against the likes of Kovalev. He's losing against the likes of Lyndon Arthur because he's not getting that hard sparring in the gym. He's not pushing his limits. And I beg to differ. I disagree with that point, because I think, and, give credit where credit's due, I think that Tunde Ajayi, for all his faults, has the right idea when it comes to the way he gets Yarde to spar. Because too many times fighters leave their best work in the gym and they exhaust themselves and they really they deteriorate way before their time, because they're having these hard spars in the gym. In the lead up to a professional fight, a fighter will often spar 12 rounds multiple times a week for several weeks in a row in the lead up to a fight. If every single one of those spars, or the majority of those spars, are hard ones where you're having to dig deep and really take a shellacking from your sparring partners, of course your expiry date's going to come forward so much more. And people, I think, underestimate how strange things do happen in sparring. Imagine your favorite fighter. He's not in the best condition. He hasn't got his ring sharpness yet. He's a few weeks away from a fight. He's tired from strength and conditioning, from road work, from pads and bags. And he goes into sparring with a partner who's fresh. Because this happens, call it Shark Tank. I've done it many times myself as a teenager, where there will be 4 of you in a ring. And then sometimes you're doing consecutive rounds. So I might jump in, do 3 rounds. My partner jumps out and then someone fresh comes in to really test me. That happens. Pros do it. A lot of people do it. And so in those circumstances, people get knocked down. People sometimes get knocked out. Sometimes people just look plain bad in sparring, you know? So this is all gym stuff. This is what happens. And it's real life. And, you know, Anthony Yarde actually spars. Crazy, eh? But yeah, that myth is long debunked for the people who actually did believe it. I don't know how, but there you go. So yeah, I disagree with the people who say that the light sparring is the problem. There is a problem with Anthony Yarde though, however. And it's what I was talking to Boxing Clever about, and it's what I mentioned in my post-fight video for Buatsi versus Bolotniks, is Anthony Yarde's problem is his lack of development fights. Anthony Yarde and his team seem to be content with fighting these jokers, these puddings, these cream puffs. Oh, I almost said it, cream puffs. Excuse me. Yeah, this low-level opposition, and every now and then he'll step up. You know, he'll fight terrible opposition, and he'll go up to fight Kovalev, lose. Go back down to fighting low-level opposition, fight Lyndon Arthur, lose. Who is he fighting next? Well, it's been announced. Alex Ferran, South American guy. Get his profile up so you guys can see it. 23-5, 5 KOs. Let's see who this guy's lost to. Unieski Gonzalez at heavyweight, light heavyweight rather. Got stopped in 2. It's, you know, Unieski Gonzalez was a handy fighter in his day. He's kind of a little bit past it now. That was in December 2020. Alfonso Lopez, I'm not sure who that guy is, but Ferran was stopped in the 4th. Radovoje Galajic KO'd in 1. That was a light heavyweight. Now it starts getting strange. Alex Ferran, who is Anthony Yarde's next opponent, in 2015, he was stopped by Turiano Johnson at middleweight. Before that, he was stopped by Arif Magomedov, also at middleweight, in the 3rd round. That's who Anthony Yarde is fighting. No disrespect, but how is this guy going to help Anthony Yarde develop in any way? And so that is the difference between Buatsi and Yarde. In my opinion, Yarde is a much more talented fighter, but Buatsi is having way better development fights consistently now as well. He had the Kalic fight, tough. He had to dig deep. He had to learn. He had a little bit of an easier fight because he changed trainers. Went straight back into another tough development fight where he's going to learn so much. So that's the difference, and that's the detriment. That's what's holding Yarde back, is his lack of development fights. So yeah, we have to see what the future holds for both fighters, and hopefully to get the most out of Anthony Yarde and the talent that he clearly has, hopefully they change their approach when it comes to his matchmaking. So yeah, we debunked a myth and we found out a reason as to why Anthony Yarde may lose every time he steps up. Just a kind of a light-hearted video for this one, but I hope you guys learned something. I hope it's insightful. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave your take in the comment section below. Let's discuss this bit of news, if you want to call it that. Let me know your take. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.